Noisy pixel.
There's a real joy from playing games with interpretive storytelling. I can take the on-screen journey and make it my own, or take it as a viewer-only experience, meaning I'm able to take whatever perspective I want with no narration, acting, or written logs to tell me how to feel. That's the kind of pleasure I got from Skybox's Stela. This purely visual escapade draws from the type of experience found in Journey and Limbo and marries them into a tense yet triumphant adventure. The story behind Stela is as simple as they come. The first thing you see after selecting a new game is a young woman awakening in a dark and cold place at the bottom of a well. With the only thing in sight is a ladder leading out the way, a young woman climbs out and begins her journey from there. And along that way, she encounters monsters that are ruthless and attack blindly to anything that gets close. You can compare plenty of elements of the game to other titles that use this way of visual storytelling. Several sections of the environmental puzzles that are required to be finished in order to advance, a la Limbo. Different parts have impressive visual scenes that pull back the camera for the player to stop and take an appreciated gander. I find Stela's approach to the original enough to stand out on its own 2 feet. The few criticisms I have in this regard of presentation is around the breathtaking scenes that give off an audible wow from the players when they see it, but more or lack thereof. The scenes I expect Stela to scale back the camera and witness something beautiful or maybe even appalling are too few and without impact. In one scene early in the game, a barrage of burning arrows is continuously being loosened from afar and raining down onto the land, while the young woman did what she could to get across. While I did find this visually impressive, I felt no real stake in the situation. As the game continued with a mild introduction to the scene, I was then seen as just another obstacle to pass. As for playing the hour-and-a-half side-scroller, Stela operates on a 2-button affair, one to jump while the other is to perform actions. With much of the action buttons centered around grabbing and activating, the gameplay is simple. Jumping takes a few tries to get used to due to the young woman starting the animation of bending her legs, then launch into a jump. A small delay could be mistaken for a faulty game mechanic, but once the players notice it's the animation, the timing becomes second nature. I didn't feel that the game lacked much due to its straightforward gameplay. Yes, the majority of the game is a series of going from left to right and picking up a few things, but the puzzle section does a decent job of breaking the monotony. And if trailers for the game still has others expressing the thoughts of been there, done that, I would say the second half of Stela is worth every minute. Being a sight to see, Stela is also one that should be heard. Music does an excellent job complementing the game's various environments that range from hopeless farmlands and war-torn villages to snowy plains and ancient temples. The ambient music also adds tension and panic when surrounded or otherwise chased by the monsters that are much faster than the young woman. At least the good news is after the haunting death tones from one-hit kills, players can just try again. What I am most impressed with is the music progressing with the game as it continuously becomes more mystifying in each section. When surrounded by game titles that chooses to tell the players when to be happy, mad, or sad, Stela can be a breath of fresh air. Skybox didn't make a game that creates high new standards in its genre or make players ponder its ending because it didn't need to. Stela deserves a moment in its limelight for those looking for a game that doesn't ask for much. That said, it still provides a great sense of triumph even if those triumphs are silly monsters and puzzles. Noisy Pixels gave Stela an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixels is run by a crew of gamers that work hard to give you news, reviews, previews, and more. For more excellent videos, please subscribe here on our YouTube.